So you're doing basically like actual physical hard work, labor. Like that's the kind of work you're in. Wearing a hard hat,
Yeah.
wearing boots.
Yeah.
How did you find this? What made you decide to jump into this business model? Something online, but then specifically Rank and Rent. What made you gravitate towards this?
Few different reasons, I guess. Yeah, well, just wanting different income streams is probably a big one. The fact that I do physical work all day, I don't want to work till I'm 65, 70. So I'm just kind of looking at the writing that's on the wall and potentially setting myself up in the future. You know what I mean? Even with my side business, that's still a little physical. So I just wanted something just outside of that realm a little bit. And to be honest, believe it or not, this actually interests me. The whole SEO and the business model, I think it's amazing. So when I first kind of heard of it, I never heard of it up to this point. And I heard the whole Rank and Rent thing. Like, that's a genius idea. Like, it's beautiful. So it attracted me from the get go. You know how it is. Once you get in the Google algorithm, then you see videos from other people on YouTube and all that. And then your stuff popped up a little more. And what really interested me kind of to you and your system was the ads. I thought that was a great idea, and the leads in advance and all that. And that made a lot more sense than what some of these other guys were preaching, to be honest. Yeah, no, it was great.
So yeah, it does. What about this model is attractive to you? Like, I agree. I have my reasons. Everyone has their own reasons. Why this instead of drop shipping? Why this instead of Amazon store? Like what
Yeah,
the
probably a couple different reasons. I think it's very sticky to the business owner that you're giving them something that they need, and as long as you're doing things on your end, it'd be stupid for them to go elsewhere. So it's almost like you do the work for a month or two to get things set, and then it's set and forget, and then it's repeatable, and you can just go find a new person in the same niche and basically just duplicate it. It seems like you can get results very quickly, where if you went into a different niche, then you're making a completely different website and all that. So it's very systematic, I suppose. And I've never done drop shipping. I looked at it, but that just looks like a lot of work. You know what I mean? A lot of back end computer stuff and not a lot of profits. The profit margin in this is very good. Obviously, you have to pay for ads at the beginning, but once those are gone, it's all profit. So even if you don't have a huge ticket sale price, it's still pretty good. So yeah, it's very attractive that way.
If we're being honest, I hate using the word passive income because I'm a big believer. Like, I think people are starting to say this more now, but like nothing's truly passive, like 100%. That's false. But in terms of like, it's by levels, right? And I think that in terms of like, this is one of the most passive models I found. Guys, when I tell you that there are websites that I have set up that I don't even know the login to because I set them up on a random Weebly account. Like, I have a couple websites, they're just ranking, the deal's there, they haven't moved, and our team's like, should we try to find them? I'm like, just leave it. Like, it's just there. The business owner doesn't bug us. It's kind of like if they're not calling, whatever. And so I don't know of any other model where you could get a client today and then, make $700 to $1,500 per month with a 90% profit margin. And 2 years later, you're like, oh yeah, I forgot about that business owner. Like, that's not even real. It's crazy. So I think there's many reasons that everyone has their own, right? But there's a lot of business models that are online. There's a lot of business models that are low barrier to entry, but this one is recurring. This one is extremely passive. And then I think the biggest one for me that I always come back to with this is it's asset based, which you touched on. You have control. If the business owner cancels tomorrow, you have another 15 options. If you have leads coming in, there's always a deal to be made. You have something that you put your work into that you can show for, which you can't say about SEO. You can't say about social media marketing. You can't say about content writing. It just isn't a thing. You're trading your time for dollars. And this one, you're cracking into something called leverage, which is you're building assets that then make you money.
Yeah, for sure. What I've noticed so far is, like anything, there's more work at the beginning of this, figuring things out and getting the asset built and the ads and all that. But once that's done, you can pretty much use that same information and create the next website, make some tweaks, and even that workload is significantly less, moving forward. So no, there's really nothing else like it. So I think that's, between that and the profit margins, this is a one of a kind business as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, and I've said this before, I'll say it again, is like, if I find something that's better than this, I have no problems. I'll test it out, I'll try it out. If it's better, then I'm not emotionally attached to this business model. It's just the best one that I found. I feel like that with many things, maybe with, like I feel like that with religion. If I find something better than what I'm currently practicing, like I'll go. Or same with my diet, or I'm trying to make the best decisions. And right now, in 8 years, guys, I hear about business models all the time because people message message me. I read about them. They pop up on my YouTube. What was the most recent one that I saw popping up all over the place? Like an AI store, something. I don't know. And then there was like TikTok shops and like, dude, there's so many models, but none of them check as many boxes as this one does.